Hello, today I will explain my answer for question 1, ransomware resilient hospital network design. In this scenario, a small hospital runs its patient record system on premises. This hospital previously suffered a ransomware attack that encrypted a file server and caused serious data loss and reputational damage. Because of that, the goal of this design is not only to connect the hospital to the cloud, but also to reduce the impact of ransomware and protect patient records and make recovery possible even if some systems are compromised. My proposed solution is a hybrid cloud architecture. The most sensitive system, which is the patient record database, remain inside the hospital private network in Thailand. This is important because the requirement says patient data must stay in Thailand. The cloud is used for the public-facing web front-end, load balancing, web security monitoring, and cloud backup. The cloud and hospital network are connected using SI2SI IPsec VPN. So private application traffic can move securely between cloud and hospital without exposing the database to the public internet. Now I will explain the diagram from the left to right. On the left side of the diagram, we have public perimeter. The internet users or patient access internet users or the patient access the hospital portal through HTTPS TLS only. The first protection layer is WAF and DDoS protection. The WAF feature malicious web requests, while DDoS protection helps absorb large traffic attack. After that, traffic go to the public load balancer, which distributes requests to the DMZ web front end. The design ensures that only the web front end is publicly reachable and only port 443 for HTTPS is allowed. From the DMZ web front end, the requests move into the private application part. The diagram shows that the web front end sends private application traffic to the application server VLAN inside the hospital private network. This application server then communicates with the internal firewall or the security group, like this one. The firewall only allows database traffic on the required database port. After that, the request reaches the patient record database VLAN in Thailand, which is marked as private access only. This means the database has no public IP address and no direct internet access. At the top of the diagram, there is a red dotted line showing deny direct internet DB access. This is important part of the design. It clearly shows that internet user cannot directly reach the patient database. All access must go through the control web and application layers. This supports confidentiality and reduce the chance of database exposure. In the middle part of the diagram, I have endpoint, security, and hospital users. Hospital user workstations such as doctor and nurse computers are placed in their own VLAN. These workstations use multi-factor authentication login and least privilege, meaning user only receive the asset they need. The diagram also includes NEC and endpoint policy. Which checks whether device meet security requirement before they access the network. Near the user workstation VLAN, there is EDR and anti-malware. This is one of the most important ransomware control. EDR monitors suspicious actions such as mass file encryption, credential dumping, suspicious scripts, or attempts to disable security tools. If ransomware behavior is detected, the endpoint can be quarantined. The diagram shows a quarantine infected endpoint flow and also a message say no lateral movement direct DB path block. This means an infected workstation cannot easily move sideways into the database or backup systems. The diagram also includes an admin access zone. IT administrators do not directly access critical server from normal workstations. They must use a Bastion or Gem server with VPN, multi-factor authentication, and privilege access management. This protects against credential theft. Even if an attacker steals a normal password, they still cannot easily access the management network or database. Admin sessions are audited, so action can be reviewed later during investigation. On the right side, there is the monitoring and response area. The SIEM and SOAR monitoring system receive logs from different parts of the architecture, including the database, firewall, endpoint security, and admin systems. SIEM collects and correlates events, while SOAR performs automated actions. For example, if ransomware is detected, SOAR can isolate the infected device, disable the suspicious account, and block malicious indicators of compromise. This directly supports the with the exam scenario requirement for incident response investigation and automated actions. At the bottom of the diagram, I have the backup, and this is the recovery session. The database backup to the on-prem backup repository. Then backup are replicated to a physical secondary backup site in Thailand. The design also includes a cloud VPN and a cloud VPC Thailand region, which connect to immutable cloud object storage with object lock. This immutable backup is very important because attackers cannot easily delete or modify it. Finally, the diagram shows a clean recovery environment, which is used to restore systems safely after an attack. So let's go to the document. For the test 2, my incident report plans follow the NIST cybersecurity framework and the incident responsible lifecycle. The process includes preparation, detection, eradication, recovery, and lesson learned. If ransomware happen again, detection can come from several sources: EDR alerts, file server logs, identity alerts, firewall, and IDS, IPS alert, backup alerts, and user report. For example, if many files are renamed and encrypted in a short time, or if a ransom note appears, that should trigger the ransomware response plan. The response timeline is so important. So you, as see in the document, 0 to 15 minutes, the security team confirms the alert, declare an incident, isolate the affected endpoint, and preserve logs. Within 15 to 30 minutes, suspicious accounts are disabled, active sessions are revoked, and malicious IP addresses or domain are blocked. Within 60 to 30 minutes, the team checks SIEM logs, firewall logs, VPN logs, identity logs, and backup logs to understand how far the attack spread. Within 1 to 4 hours, affected servers may be disconnected, evidence is collected. Vulnerable systems are patched, and passwords or keys are rotated. Within 4 to 24 hours, the hospital restores critical systems in a clean recovery environment, starting with the patient record database. Within 24 to 72 hours, clean applications and workstations are reconnected gradually. After 72 hours, the hospital completes the incident report, identifying the root cause, improve security rules, updates the backup plan, and train staff. In conclusion, the design meets all question one requirements. It provides a secure cloud to hospital connection, keeps the database private, allow public access only to the web front end, protect against credential theft. Separates workstation from servers, prevents ransomware from spreading easily, and also support investigation and automated response. Backup data to both cloud and physical secondary sites, and provides immutable backup protection and keeps patient data in Thailand. Overall, the design protects confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which are essential for a hospital system. And these are my references for this answer. Thank you.